Rosetta's Populate facility allows users to pull data into an existing tagged PowerPoint or tagged Excel document. The tagging syntax in Rosetta is intuitive and straightforward, yet still very useful. Functions and conditional tags provide even more power. In this PowerPoint file, we see tags in place of actual data, and now this is the previous file now populated with data through Rosetta. This tagged PowerPoint has actually been created using the Update with Tags facility in Rosetta. We have not manually added these tags. This is covered in detail in the separate update topic. As we further discuss the Populate system, keep in mind that a very useful application of the tagging system may be to bring the data in through Rosetta, set up data hiding charts and tables, generate the report, make any manual changes, update with tags to create the shell, further modify the tagged shell to add any text boxes, etc., and then batch further waves of your tracker's data through the tagged shell. Now let's go back to our example PowerPoint file. Let's assume this was an existing PowerPoint file that a client provided us with. Or perhaps this was a tracking study that we wanted to be able to batch data through. Populate could also be useful with very complex layouts that you'd rather set up through PowerPoint, or very complex reports using our conditional tags. Let's look at the datasheet for this chart object and view the related item in Rosetta via the data editor. In the data editor, you can see that we have hiding in place. If you wanted to, you can choose to ignore hiding with populate tags. By default, the hiding will be preserved. If we turn on Display Code Help in the data editor, Rosetta will tell us that the code for the full table is T1 and the code for the question text is Q1. If we look at the columns and rows, Rosetta gives us the corresponding column number and row number. If we look at the datasheet in PowerPoint, we see that all items reference T1 as we're pulling in data from item 1 from Rosetta. These two tags with B indicate that we're pulling table 1 banner data, and these tags with R's indicate that we're pulling row data. You see here we have R8C1 to R5C1. If we jump back to the data editor, we can see that we're pulling the text in reverse order. The T1 R8C3 to 4 tag is pulling in from table 1, row 8, columns 3 through 4. You can pull data by ranges, and we have other controls available in our syntax, all of which are well documented in the manual, easy to use, but extremely powerful in their application. Jumping out of the datasheet, we can see that our title is actual text, not a tag. Let's change this to use the tag, which is simply Q1, which says to pull the question text for the first table. Now if we save this, let's close this and populate this through Rosetta. Once we have our tagged shell ready, we populate simply by locating the file to populate, choosing the particular presentation to use. In this case, we only have demo 1. Choose a destination for the new populated file, decide on the particular slide range. In this case, we'll populate all slides, and add to the job list. Here we could also choose to ignore data hiding properties that we already had in place in the Rosetta project file. If we wanted to populate multiple shells, if we wanted to use different presentations for different slides, we could continue to add jobs to our job list. When we click Populate, Rosetta is going to open up the tagged file, scan for tags, push data into the PowerPoint file per the requested tags, continue scanning the file to the end of the file or to the end of the given slide range, and leave all other items in the PowerPoint file untouched. Anything else in the file, including charts or tables that already have data, will not be changed. In our example, we touched on some simple but very useful tags. Now if we scroll through the manual, we can see that there's many other tags available, including various functions, and we can use mathematical equations, we can tag by text, searching for a specific text. The conditional tagging system uses an if-then-else structure and allows you to perform various actions based on the result. With the conditional tagging system, you can use numeric data and you can also use text data. Through the tagging system, we also have various formatting controls, including font size, color, and other options that are all well documented in the manual. If we now jump into PowerPoint, we see that Rosetta has populated our tagged shell with actual data in text. Here we have the populated PowerPoint file, and here we have the tagged shell. Rosetta's Populate system uses powerful but user-friendly tags to push data into a tagged PowerPoint or Excel shell. Combined with Rosetta's Update with Tag function to automatically create tagged shells, as well as the conditional tagging system and formatting controls, Populate is an extremely useful system that works with the other components of Rosetta Studio.